Welcome back to the channel, guys. Episode 24 of the Youth Academy Challenge. And last episode, we were just missed out on promotion to Serie A in the playoffs. But this season, we're doing quite well as well. And when I say very well, I mean really well. We're top of the league after 17 games. It's really close at the top, so we're nowhere near like in front. We've got no cushion, really. We started the season like a house on fire. And after the last couple of games, we've slipped off a little bit. I'm just going to show you the schedule. So, start of the season, we literally went unbeaten until end of October nearly. First 10 games, first 12 games, I think we won 9 and drawn 3. And then we lost to Ascoli, which was out of the blue a little bit, away from home, 3-0. Then we got back to winning ways against Genoa, 3-2, which is really nice. Then we lost to Reggiana, who were near the bottom in the last minute. Then we beat Spezia, which was nice. And then we lost to Parma, which was fair enough. It was an even game. They're a very good team. I think they're second or third. And we lost 1-0. That's absolutely fine. Beat Perugia, 3-2. Flauto scored a 17-minute hat-trick. He's been amazing. I'll show you this guy in a minute. He's just so good this year. And then we just beat Ternana in the Coppa Italia second round with our backup team, which is really nice, to give us a third round draw against Lazio. So, as you can see here as well, top scorer in the entire division is Flauto. It's not Gisti. Gisti's playing on left wing now, so he's not scoring as many goals, but Flauto is definitely making up for it. This guy looks like he's going to be amazing for us up front. So we're going to check him out as the first guy because he's the one I'm most encouraged about and the most excited about. Here's the big man then, Sergio Flauto, 6'1", 17 strength, 14 jumping reach, just upward arrows constantly. We've managed to get his technique to 10. I'm still working on that. We're still working on his composure as well sometimes and his bit of his passing. Trying to make him sort of an all-round guy up front that can do a bit of everything. He's playing as an advanced forward at the moment, which I know is not the best use of his attributes because he's not got much pace, but it means he gets inside the box and it means he's there for when the crosses come in. Now, a target man as well, I don't really want to set him as that, even though it's his best role, just because the players are going to aim for him at every opportunity, and that's not how I want this to go. So I feel like at the moment, advanced forward is the right thing to do. I think at some point in the future, it probably will end up being complete forward, a bit of everything, because I think he's going to be that good. I've also managed, which was amazing, to get him to 8-year contract. So he's got a 5-year deal up until 2037. And then if I go into his contract here, it also says optional contract extension by club for 3 years. I managed to get him 2,500, which is really, really good. We are starting to pay a bit more in wages now, so I don't think we're going to get an upgrade for a long time, and probably until we get into Serie A, in all honesty. I think the facilities now are exactly where they're going to be until we go up, because we're losing too much money now because of higher wages and obviously more youth costs because of the upgrades we've got. But Flauto has been absolutely amazing. 16 goals in 18 games. And honestly, the 16 goals there, if you can see at the bottom, it says from 9.5 XG. So he's overachieving massively. Now, I don't know if that's just lucky and it will start to even itself out and he'll start missing some chances. But at the moment, he's massively overperforming and long may it continue. Zenoti is the next guy we're going to look at, basically because Zenoti and Flauto are the guys that I'm the most excited about. And I would say that they're probably the most influential players in terms of how quick they've become main 11 players. So Flauto's taken to first team football like a duck to water. Zenotti's the same. He's played every single match, 6.85 average rating. It's probably because he needs a good centre-back at the side of him. Grossi's okay, but I fear that Grossi might be the same as Russo. Good early promise. And then I'll show you in a second, but I don't think he's going to get much better. It's annoying, but I get a lot of these players that do really well to start with, and then they sort of hit a wall, and I can't get them past the wall. Really frustrating. But Zenoti just seems to be going up and up and up and up and up. We've got him on to a 3-year deal at the moment. We're going to make sure that's the same as Flauto with a 5-year and an optional 3-year when he gets to 18 years old next year. Because when he's 18, you can give players 5-year deals. When they're 17, you can only give them 3-year deals. So I need to sort that out. But I'm going to keep my eye on the negative column here. Just make sure there's no negatives pop up like he might want to leave. If that does happen, I'll probably give him a contract right there and then just to sort of keep him for a bit longer. But he has been absolutely brilliant for us. 14 tackling, 13 marking, 13 positioning. He's now looking more and more like a Serie A centre-back. Or at least someone who I could maybe get away with in Serie A. Now, I know he's not a Serie A centre-back. Look at him, he's not. You wouldn't probably sign him at Serie A. I mean, you would as a 17-year-old, but if he was a 24-year-old, you wouldn't probably sign him. But that's the way this save goes, but he's just been absolutely amazing. So if I look at his progress bar, it's just gone up and up and up. It's just constantly the same thing. If I go to the all-time record there and then get rid of my camera, you can see everything that he's improved in. So 4 strength, 3 stamina, 2 pace, 5 positioning, 3 vision, which is quite interesting, 4 decision making, 3 anticipation, 4 marking, and a whole host of other things as well. It looks like everything at some point has gone up apart from aggression, bravery, determination, and teamwork. Even things like natural fitness and jumping reach started at 12 and got up to 13. Now, it obviously doesn't say a 1 next to it, but so just keep that in mind if you guys are looking at your progress charts, that they can go by 1, even though it doesn't say 1 there. So because I mentioned Rossi a minute ago, I'm going to talk about him now. His value isn't high, which is something I don't often look at, but it could be an indicator. He's still 2.5 stars. He's still getting a little bit better, but he's not improving at the rate that I would expect him to. Now, he's actually played better than Zenoti has with a 6.89 average rating, which is pretty interesting. I'd not noticed that. I looked at his development progress bar. Yeah, that is very... Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, from January to the back end of last season, he was amazing. And then since this season started there, just not got any better. And it's worrying. It's really worrying because he's playing well, right? He's playing well. He's got 5-star potential, which I don't believe that. But he's also got fairly professional personality. Now, that's gone down from professional to fairly professional, which is slightly annoying. Still good, though, fairly professional, just not as good. There's no reason why this guy shouldn't keep improving like Zenoti does. The only reason that it could be is that his potential isn't as high as we thought. And it could be the case because, like I mentioned in the last episode, or the episode before that, when I signed him, he was only 3.5 stars. So how much better can he be than 3.5 stars? It might be the case. So I might get to 3-star current ability, and that's as good as he gets. He might be as good as he gets right now, which will be sort of annoying. But at the moment, he's doing a good job. His potential stayed at 5 stars, so I don't have any reason to doubt him, other than he's playing every week, he's doing well, and he isn't improving this season. So it's got me a little bit on the aware. I'm a bit aware of it because it happens a lot. You guys, if you do this save, you'll know it as well. It's the same with Russo. It's the same happened to him. He was flying, and all of a sudden he hit that wall, and he hasn't got any better. So despite having a good personality, so it's one of those things that could happen. But I just thought I'd show you Rossi because he's still doing all right. But just be aware, it could be as good as he gets. The next guy I'm going to mention is Giangiacomo Gardini. Now, you might remember him. I think he was a unsporting personality, and I think we've managed to change it to realist, which is really good. And he's getting better, and I do like the look of him. His jumping reach is also improving because he's 6'2". This guy might be the next replacement at centre-back for Rossi. We'll see. Because he's improving without playing in the first team, which is a really good sign. Physicals look quite good, especially for 17 years old. He's not 18 until the end of the season. I am thinking about maybe retraining him as a right full-back, which I've done at the moment. He's working on his passing to just try and get his passing and his technique up. And then we're going to work on his crossing if I do want him to be a full-back. If I get a full-back in this intake, I don't know if I'm going to yet. If I get a good full-back or the other guy that we got last year, Nasrid, the half Moroccan guy, if he starts becoming good, I'll retrain this guy. Well, not retrain, but I'll revert back to centre-back for Gardini. But at the moment, he's coming off the bench a couple of times. Not a lot, but 3 times. And he's started in the Coppa Italia. But he's playing in the under-18s a lot, which is really good for him. And he's improved quite a lot. So let's have a look at his progress bar. There you go. It's gone, bang, quite far up. I think he's very close to hitting that next marker. And once he does, he'll probably get a lot more first-team football. So Gardini is someone we're looking at as potentially next season, if we're still in Serie B, to be in the first team. Next player we're going to talk about then is the star of the intake last year, Riccardo Bonomi. Now, it says he's a 3-star. He was a 3-star player, now he's a 2.5 star. I don't think he's got worse. I think that's just now more of an accurate representation of his attributes and how good he is. He has got better, slightly, but he hasn't played as much. I don't want to sort of rush him into the first team, and he doesn't play very well. He's come off the bench 14 times, so he comes off the bench a lot. Started in the Coppa Italia, but he's playing a lot in the under-18s again, and he's actually been playing for the Italy under-19s at 16 years old, which is really good. If we look at his progress bar, he has gone down a little bit the last... I don't know why that is. I think I'm just going to have to be a bit patient with him. I don't think we can just launch him in. We've had a few injuries, nothing really that crazy, so it's nothing like that. He works hard and all that good stuff. Good determination, good decision-making. I still part of me is thinking I want to make him a right back. And I know a lot of people in the comments said don't do that, stay in centre. But at the moment, with Fino and Gargiulo and those players, I can't get him in as much. But then again, if I do retrain him to right back, it sort of takes a lot of his current ability away at the moment, and he will have to sort of build back up to the player he is. I do think you guys are right in the comments that he should be a centre midfielder. I'm just going to have to sort of find a way to sort of start playing him. I think we probably start dropping Sabatini at some point. Maybe just play this guy in attacking midfield. Just launch him in to that attacking midfield spot and see what happens. But yeah, I don't know. He hasn't. This start of this season, he hasn't done much. He was getting a little bit better then, and he's just for some reason gone bosh. I don't know what's happened there. But all he's not lost. I still have high hopes for him because, like I said, his value's high and his potential's still 5-star. I'm getting a couple of messages from him about his training. So, like I said, he's absolutely still fine. It says he feels his individual training is no longer suitable. What was that? What we're working on? His passing. Yeah, well, it is. He's a centre midfielder and his passing is only 9, so I'm trying to get that up to maybe like 11 or 12 and his vision. If we are playing in midfield, that's what we're going to have to do. But yeah, just thought I'd just touch base on Bonomi. His training rating's a little bit low as well. I'm not sure what to do with him currently. I think something needs to change, though, if he's going to get better than he currently is. I don't want him to sort of stall and then be the same level he is now at 18 years old. That will be annoying. Be a lot of wasted promise. Rascadori is giving me a bit of a headache. Just to look at him, he looks like a very good winger, right? But I'm worried about the 4 finishing, especially if we're playing an inside forward on the left-hand side, which is where he's best at. That is what we use at the moment. And I'm really struggling for left backs. So I'm trying to retrain him as a left back. Now, at that left back spot, he has played 18 games for the under-18s and got 12 assists from left back. His tackling's improved, his marking's improved, and his positioning's improved from, I think it was 6. So he is getting better, and I just think he'd be an amazing fullback. At some point this season, I'm just going to have to throw him in at left back or bring him off the bench a few times, or maybe organise some friendlies for the first team in a couple of winter breaks, a couple of international breaks, and play him at fullback. Because in the under-18s, he's actually getting no better than awkward at fullback, and I want him to get to like the competent level to see his actual level. Because at the moment, I've got El Mazi and Tajoni at left back, and it feels a bit of a waste because neither of them are getting any better. So it's like dead minutes into players that are just, they're not going to cut it in Serie A. So I need this guy. I'm tempted, honestly, to just throw him in at left back. Just throw him in, see what happens, because he always seems to play well when he plays. So, and he's got the attributes for it. I can really make this guy a really good wing back. He's got such good dribbling and crossing and technique and teamwork. He's 6'3", good physicals. He can win a header. I just think he's perfect for fullback. I think that's the more I'm talking about it now with you guys, this is sort of like me just brainstorming to the abyss, and you guys are listening to it. And I honestly think the more I'm looking at him, the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm explaining it, it makes sense to go left back. It really does, because they're so hard to find. Now, obviously, if we get an amazing left back that comes through, and it's quite clear that he's a left back, he was made for left back, he's a natural left back, and all that stuff, then we might think about maybe Rascadori going on to the right wing as an inverted winger. So we're looking more at his passing rather than his finishing. So I've got a backup plan for him, or he could just be a backup left back. I do keep getting messages as well, not the training messages, but it keeps saying at the end of every month, like, this guy could become a lot better than the player that's in his position. I think it's Gisti at left wing. So that's high praise, right? So I think this guy's got a lot of potential. And I think I need to play him in the first team, because I don't think he'll do any worse than El Mazi or Tajoni. I don't think he will once he knows the position. So yeah, this is a guy that I'm really, really wanting to get in. I don't know your thoughts on any of these players, guys. Let me know. If we look at his progress bar as well, yeah, it's gone up quite a lot. So he is doing really well. I do want to get him in. I can give him some good traits as well, like runs with the ball down left-hand side and things like that. Knocks ball past opponents with his good acceleration. I just think he'd be really good at, like, even headers in the box. It's a really good player to have in your squad, especially if he gets better than that, which it looks like he's going to do based on the reports I'm getting. He could really be a good Serie A player. I'm looking at him thinking, yeah, I can see him in Serie A as an attacking wing back. Even if he switched to back three, we can make him a wing back as well. So Rascadori, I've got high hopes. So the more I've spoke about it here, the more I'm thinking he needs to be in the first team. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. The second half of the season, he's going to go left back, and he's just going to get to grips with it and hopefully improve. It might cost us automatic promotion. I don't think it will, because like I said, he's no worse than the other guys. But we have to push our squad forward constantly. So Bonomi, Rascadori, Gardini, I need to sort of get those guys in for players that aren't improving because they're just dead minutes. They're just players that are not going to be Serie A standard, and they're just wasting time. From other players could be using it. So yeah, I'm going to mention Antonio Hoxha as well, the Albanian striker / left winger. Now he's played a couple of times this year. He's started in the Coppa Italia in the last game against Tanana. He scored a goal. He's also come off the bench a couple of times. He's doing all right. He's driven personality, which is really good. I don't expect him to be an amazing player because he's only ever had 4.5 star potential, and it might be the case that he actually has 4.5 star potential, and that's really good for us. I do think he's more of a left winger than he is a striker at the moment, but that could change, maybe. I'm just sort of letting him marinate, I suppose the word is. He's playing now striker every game for the under 19s, and he's scored 16 goals in 13 games down there. Same as Flauto last season, so he's sort of taken that mantle over. He's playing for the under 19s Albania. He scored 2 goals in 3 games in qualifying. So it's looking pretty promising for him. If you look at his progress bar as well, especially since the start of this season, it's gone bang, it's flown, which is really nice to see, especially this last couple of months. So just keep him doing what he's doing at the moment, I guess, and we'll see. Might be some game time for him. He's a backup now in the first team. If Gisti gets injured, I'd probably put Hoxha at left wing, because he's got the potential there and the personality to improve. Might as well do that. There's no point now playing Adebayo at left wing because he's not going to get any better. I might as well just throw Hoxha on and let him do his thing. The next player we're going to be talking about is Giacomo Bartalini. Now, Bartalini surprised me quite a lot. Again, he has also got 4.5 star potential. Now, I know everyone's going to be probably shouting, don't always look at stars. And I understand that. But it's sort of the only guide I have because this is very heavily youth orientated, right? So it's the only guide I have. And honestly, I find that they're actually a lot more accurate than people think, especially if you have good coaches, which I've managed to get a good coach and he's got decent judging potential and ability. So although it's not 100% set in stone how good they're going to be, it is quite accurate, honestly. It is. If there's anything I've learned over the years of playing this sort of challenge, it is quite accurate. So this guy's come off the bench 12 times as well. He's done quite well off the bench, which I really like. He's played in the Coppa Italia game as well. Played for the under 18s. He's got 11 goals in 17 games. Now he's an interesting one because he's very strong on both feet. He's a very either-footed player. If we go to his tactics page there, very strong, very strong. Now, his natural attacking midfield right, but we play inverted winger there, and that's Vantagiato. Vantagiato's doing okay at the moment, but we are looking at maybe Bartalini being a shadow striker, potentially. Now, he's only got 6 finishing, but everything else, if you look at his attributes, he's not really got any weaknesses. His lowest attribute is penalty taken at 4, long throws at 5, and then his finishing 6, and everything else is above 6. So he's a very well-rounded guy, and he can play in multitude positions. He could play centre midfield attack for me if I wanted. He could play right wing. He could play shadow striker in my formation. So he is going to have to get more game time soon. It's nice to have a player like this on the bench because he's someone that doesn't sort of... The level of playing... When I make a sub, sometimes in games beforehand, you guys might have heard me say it, the drop-off of quality is massive. So him on the bench, it's not as bad in those positions. So that's really nice. If I look at his progress bar, it did go down a little bit, and then it has gone up a bit again. Just keep doing that a little bit, sort of plateauing a little bit, going up, going down, going up. So it has happened a few times. That leads me to believe that he isn't going to be a world beater, but he could be a very nice squad player. So Bartalini is someone we're keeping an eye on. We're working on his final third of the minute to get his decision making up. Then we'll probably be working on his ball control to get his dribbling up. And his first touch. Then we're probably going to be working on his passing to get that up. We probably should be working on his passing now, actually, looking at that. So we're going to change that. Passing and vision. We need to get that up. If he's going to be midfielder, especially an inverted winger on this side, or a centre midfield attacker or a shadow striker. We need vision. When he's going to be on the ball a lot in those attacking areas, so we're going to change that right now. But yeah, he's someone that I put on the bench, and he's good free kicks as well. 10 free kick takings, the highest in the squad, so he's someone who's going to be like a set piece specialist. I say specialist, it's only 10 rating, but that's quite high for us. We've not got many good free kick takers, so Bartalini is someone else I thought I'd mention. Just touch upon him so you guys know he's about and how he's doing and all that good stuff. Then the rest of the players as well that we've got in the under-18s. We've got Nasri and Doumbia that came through last year. They've stayed at 5-star, which is really nice. Nasri at right back looks like he could be a good right back for us. And he's the guy that's making me think we don't need to retrain Bonomi. Now, he won't be a wing back. He will just be a full back. He's not got the dribbling for that. But if we have Rascadori or left back as the guy that bombs forward and we maybe make a bit of a change and make him a wing back attack, and then we put Monsef Nasri as like a full back support to keep the back three sort of intact, or even an inverted full back. We'll see how that goes, but he's a very good defender. Good tackling, good marking. He's brave, he's determined, he's got good fitness, good work rate. He's a very throwback right back, which I really like. He can also play left back, which is really cool as well. Look, he's not playing in the first team yet. He's not good enough to do that. I don't want to just like sort of kill his development with bad ratings. But yeah, he's gone up a little bit. He went down a little bit, and then he's gone back up again, which is quite nice. He's still very early in his time with us, so we're just going to keep him in the under-18s, keep letting him play. He's playing well for the under-18s, 7.16 average rating out of 17 games, so he will keep improving. Once he hits 2-star current ability, or I think he's good enough for the first team, they're sort of quite close, those. 2-star ability and the attributes that I like to see that they're good enough, then I probably will give him time off the bench in some starting games, because I do want to bin off Fancelli at some point, because again, dead minutes. He's 27, 28. He's a real-life player. Not going to get any better. But at the moment, it won't do this guy any good to be in the first team. So he's not going to be there right now. The other guy I want to mention is Doumbia. Now, Doumbia is not setting the world alight at the moment. He's still very raw. But you can see the makings of a decent centre-back. 10 tackling, 10 marking. Really good mentals, to be honest, for a 16-year-old. Physical's absolutely fine. His 6 acceleration is a little bit frustrating. Strength goes up really fast for young players, so I'm not too worried about that. That can easily be 12, 13, no problem. But yeah, this guy could also be a guy that ends up making us turn into a back three, or it could be the centre-back that replaces Rossi. He's doing all right. He's if we look at his progress bar, he's gone down a little bit in the last couple of months, which is annoying. But did he have an injury? I don't think he did. No, he didn't. I don't know what's happened there. He's not playing amazingly well for the under-18s. Now, I don't know what that is. I think we just sort of pushed through this hard point with him. He's got a little bit worse, but I think we just pushed through it, and hopefully it might be his personality at balance that's sort of holding him back a little bit. We might have to get him in a mentoring group or something. But he's got a media-friendly handling style, so I'm not too worried about him. But he needs to show some improvement pretty soon, I think. The other one that we got mentioned is Eguelfi that came through that was supposed to be really good. Now, I don't know what to make of Eguelfi. I don't know what to say about him. I don't know where he fits. He can't play centre-back because he's got 5 jumping reach. We don't play with the DM. He can't really go central midfield because he's got 3 vision, 3 dribbling, 3 first touch. I mean, he could go as a right back, but we've got plenty of them. In terms of Nasri and Gardini potentially, so I don't know where he goes. I don't know if you guys have got any help for that. I mean, he's playing regularly for the under-19s, 18s, and he's doing quite well, so I'll just keep him in there and see. Maybe he just improves in certain areas and it surprises me, and I'm like, oh, right, that's where he should go. But at the moment, it's not jumping out at me, and it's a little bit worrying. I'm working on his defensive positioning, which I do need to sort out because now he's marking is 12. So we're going to look at changing that. I don't know what to make him better at though. Maybe he's passing or he's crossing. Gonna be a fullback passing. Then we're going to do passing because it gets his vision up and he's passing his technique, and then he's a bit more available to go in different positions if you're better. Because passing is very, very, very basic, isn't it, for a footballer? If you can't pass, then there's no real point to being a footballer. So, Guelph is another one. There's a few that's like Balboni got a broken leg, which is really annoying. He's just come back from that, and now he's got a twisted knee. He's not going to make anything for us. I don't think he is. Alessandrino, the goalkeeper, he's not going to make anything. Tagliatella as well, the other goalkeeper, not going to do anything for us, I don't think. Tomasi, another centre-back, doing okay. But low determination, with 2 determinations, probably not going to do much for us. And that is pretty much it for the players that are at our club. Everyone else in the first team, by the way, that I've not mentioned, like your Russos and your El Mazis, etc., they're just not getting any better. Like I say, Russo here is now 4-star potential ability, and what I thought was the case is the case. It quite often is, honestly, because these were his attributes when he was like 17, 16, and I was really excited, but now he's 18, he hasn't got any better. Yeah, look, he's just gone flatlined. He's literally flatlined for the start of this season. And it usually is right. As soon as you see a potential ability go down to 4.5, it's a warning sign. The second warning sign is when he's playing regularly and he's not improving at all, despite having a good personality, which he has got. That's the second warning sign. And those two together are usually not good. Same with El Mazi. I said the same with him. He's now 3.5 stars. He's 21. Like he's playing well. I mean, he's got 5 assists in 13 games, but not going to get any better. So Rascadori is going to have to go in for him, I think. Leonardi, another one. His potential has gone down as well. He's okay. 6'3" centre back. He comes in as a backup centre back when I need him to come off the bench 8 times. But yeah, he's not going to get any better than that, I don't think. Carlotti, another one that I said that wouldn't get much better, and he hasn't done. 22 now. He's 3-star potential tops. He's not going to reach it. He'll stay at 2-star and he'll just leave the squad. Hiras, yet another one that I said the same thing about. I think playing a youth academy challenge has honestly got me better at reading youth players and how good they're going to be, because I can quite often spot now. It's not often that I get surprised by a player. And Piras went exactly to form. I played him so many times. He played 19 games there, 19 games there. Then he played two full seasons there, and he didn't get any better, despite having a decent average rating. And he never got any better, and he's just went down and flatlined again. And as I said, his potential has just stayed there, which, yeah, it's annoying. But I did see it coming, and this guy's just now he's on £1,000 a week. He's out of contract at the end of the season. He'll just leave. And that'll be nice for us to get that £1,000 back. Because I did have a high promise for him. I gave him that contract when he was improving. I was getting messages about him. Again, fairly ambitious is quite good as well. So we're going to have a look at the youth intake preview though now. See if there's anything we could potentially glean from that information. Here we are then. Youth intake preview time. I know this is obviously, we say it every single time, don't we? I'm sure you guys do as well when you're playing your own saves. Don't read too much into it. But it's a nice little thing that we have a look at. It sort of gets us a bit excited. It feels a bit stupid, I guess. But let's have a look at it. Oh, okay. We've got 2 A ratings. That's really nice. Strikers again. Wow, okay. If he's an out-and-out striker, we might have to go to up front. Or we just play him as a shadow striker behind Flauto. He might be a target man, the same as Flauto. He might have 2 big guys up front. We're not sure yet, are we? We don't know. The wide midfielder's interesting. It's another wide midfielder like Rascadori. If that's a right midfielder, he could be retrained to fullback. And then we've got a couple of C's here. Centre midfielder, centre-back, fullback, goalkeeper. He's 5 stars, apparently. First-class intake. Obviously, that doesn't mean it's going to be, but I can't ask for much more than that. Obviously, our facilities have gone up to good academy coaching and excellent youth recruitment, which is really nice. So we should start seeing better players, and which we have really with Zenoti, Gisti, Flauti, Bonomi, Rascadori. So we are seeing that higher level of players now. But that's going to be it for the video, guys. I hope you like the video, the format. I like to show you guys all the players and the players that are sort of like now that I don't need to mention, like your Pirasas, your Russos. You don't need to see those guys. So there's not going to be any changes. So if you want to know about a player, or if you want to know anything about any of the players, just let me know in the comments. It's absolutely fine. No problem. I don't mind sharing that. But I just thought I don't want to mention every single player every single episode, because it's like no point and it's wasting time for you guys. So that's everything I think that needed to be covered from the players that I want you guys to know about and are going to be in the squad for the foreseeable future. And they're doing really well. Obviously, we are top of the league, which is really, really nice. I don't think we'll stay here because the XG table has us down here in 9th. We're really overachieving at the minute. We're scoring a lot of goals. Flauto is the main guy about that, as you can see at the start of the video when I said that he's overperforming massively. It's the defending area that's the problem because we concede the 4th most XG. We have conceded the 4th most XG. But we've had the 5th highest XG. So defensively is our problem. Now my goalkeeper is really good. He's not getting any better, but he's still really good. And obviously my fullback areas and my centre backs. Well, one of my centre backs with Rossi. So that is the area. We are fine scoring chances if we can just sort that defence out. And I need to make moves towards that. I need to put Rascadori at left back, because if we can get a good left back in and he improves and improves and improves, it's just another player in a position that improves and gets us more stronger to be sort of. At the minute, I feel like an imposter at the top end of this table. I feel like we should be about 6th, 5th, 6th or something like that. We are top, and I don't feel really confident that we're going to stay there at the moment. But obviously, a few more players in defence, and I probably would do. So that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video. Leave a comment in the comment section. And as always, leave a subscription on the channel if you like the content and if you want to help me out. And until next time, I'll catch you then. Goodbye.